At first glance, you might think that numbers worn by the NBA players are just a result of a random draw, but they're much more than that. To some players, their numbers are even more important than their whole career and are willing to end it if they had to switch it. Some of the NBA stars tend to get quite emotional when talking about their numbers for some pretty dramatic reasons, while others have heartfelt stories behind them. Make sure to stick around till the end, because the last story will shock you. Before we begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to always stay the observer. Now lay back and enjoy, let's go! Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan completely changed the meaning of number 23, and even David Beckham paid his tribute to MJ when he decided to wear that jersey in Real Madrid, as well as hundreds of ballers, including LeBron James, have done over the course of history. Still, Jordan's story is one of the most heartfelt, as he decided to wear that jersey to honor his brother Larry, who wore number 45 and kept beating him when they were growing up. Jordan thought that he could be half as good as his brother, so he wore number 23, which is half of the 45. Today, number 23 is the most famous number in sports history, and every fan dreams to become half as good as Michael Jordan, for obvious reasons. Anthony Davis. Davis wore number 23 at both Kentucky and with the New Orleans Pelicans, but LeBron James also wore that number, and given James' seniority, it was assumed he would keep the number with the two paired on the Los Angeles Lakers. Instead, while the pair were out to dinner one night in summer, James gifted Davis the number. James first handed Davis a card he said was from his wife, welcoming him to Los Angeles, but the card was signed LeBron James #6. James whipped out a gold Lakers jersey with number 23 stitched in purple numerals. Davis figured the gift to be one of the James' own jerseys. That was until he turned the jersey around. Across the shoulders, stitched just above the number 23, was the name Davis. He was like, "I know you wanted 23, says Davis. For him to, in an instant, just say, here's 23, you can have it. It was a pretty cool moment. All in all, this does sound really simple, but guess what's the only issue? James hadn't quite met the deadline to officially request a jersey change, and Nike intervened, saying it would lose tens of millions of dollars in potentially wasted inventory of James's number 23 gear. So, while it was a grand gesture by James, welcoming Davis to Los Angeles after the Lakers traded for the superstar big man over the summer, that jersey will currently be nothing more than a memento. James will retain his number 23, at least for one season. And Davis? Well, he was given a list of numbers, and there were so many on there he had no idea which one to choose. Finally, he came across number 3, which was the first number he ever wore, and picked that one.
They sent me a list of numbers, and I didn't know what to choose. None of them looked right, so it is what it is. But the first number that I ever wore was number 3. When I saw the number was available, kind of just wanted to take it all the way back to where it first started and put the number back on.
Steve Nash. Steve Nash was one of the most important point guards in the association back in the day, but when the Los Angeles Lakers decided to acquire him from the Phoenix Suns, they couldn't offer him the number 13 jersey because, well, the number was already retired due to Wilt Chamberlain. So, Nash, being a huge soccer fan from a soccer household, he decided it was time to pay respect to some of the best soccer players in the world, like Zinedine Zidane and Lionel Messi, deciding to wear number 10 until the day he'd retire. It's as simple as that. Russell Westbrook. Washington Wizards point guard Russell Westbrook has been most famous for wearing number 0 throughout his career with the Oklahoma City Thunder and Houston Rockets. But the number 0 has been better associated with longtime point guard Gilbert Arenas when he played for Washington from 23 to 2010. Arenas is still a highly adored figure among Washington fans, though the franchise has distanced itself from him ever since he was traded to the Orlando Magic. And though his number hasn't been retired, no one has worn it ever since. But would Westbrook really wear number 0 in monumental red? Not a chance. Wizards announced that Westbrook will wear number 4 instead. It's his high school number, and since that's a fresh start with the Wizards, that fits perfectly. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has worn number 35 for many years in every team he played for. Durant wore number 35 to honor his AAU coach, Charles Craig, who was murdered at the age of 35. AAU is a platform where young basketball players have the opportunity to play against the best of the best and showcase their talents to many college coaches. Durant had a very special relationship with Craig. When Durant joined the Brooklyn Nets, he decided to change his number to number 7. In a statement from his business, Durant explained why he decided to change numbers. 35 was chosen in honor of someone very near and dear to me. I will always honor him and honor the number 35, Durant said. But as I start this new chapter in my basketball life, the number I'll be wearing on my back is the number 7 next time you see me on the floor. It wasn't easy for Durant to switch jersey numbers, but he believed it was time for a change. Durant will never forget his time playing in that jersey number. Fans know Durant from number 35, and what he did wearing that number will never be forgotten. Durant spent 3 seasons playing for the Warriors and helped the team win back-to-back championships. Though his time with the Warriors was not long, he left a significant impact on the organization. Warriors owner Joe Lacob said that no other player would wear number 35 for the Warriors, and they plan on having his jersey retired. When a team retires a player's jersey, they recognize the impact the player had on the team and the sport. Durant certainly did that when he played for them, and pretty soon he'll be able to see his jersey hanging up from the Raptors at the Chase Center. Want to hear any more stories about the jerseys that are already hanging in the arenas around the United States? Let me know what jersey numbers you would want me to cover next time down below. And make sure to subscribe and like the video while you're at it. Thanks for watching and have a great whatever it might be.